Welcome to Sports Spectro. I'm one of your hosts, Yusuf, and the Tennessee Titans have just lost again to the Los Angeles Chargers. But I'm here to tell you exactly how the Tennessee Titans can still make the playoffs, even after just losing to the LA Chargers. I'll just jump right into it. Starting off, the most clear and obvious path to making the playoffs would be to simply win out. Win out every game. From now on, from the Vikings to the Texans in Week 18, win every game. It's not only just a guarantee to make the playoffs, it's in your guarantee to win the AFC South. I've also, on screen you'll see it, but I've also predicted the most likely in just some games I believe some predictions, I think, throughout the following weeks of how the games will play out. And, I think you win out, you probably win the AFC South. That's crazy, right? But that's how it is. If you win out, you win the AFC South. That's your simplest way of making the playoffs. But obviously, is that as likely? Probably not. That's just the clearest way and easiest way. Obviously, you just win out every game. But it's not impossible. The Tennessee Titans do have a leeway to one loss. Except we cannot lose against the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me explain. If we have leeway to lose against one more team, and so we have to still win out every other game, but we have leeway to lose against one more team, except the Bengals, right? If we lose to another team and we win out all the other games, we still have a 90% chance of making the playoffs. I'll say 85% is like the baseline, where it's like 85% is like the mark where like, all right, that's still a really good chance of making the playoffs. Anything below that, I give it like, it's a little iffy. If you win out every other game, right, let's say you lose to the Vikings next week and still win out, or any of the other teams, even the Texans once, is you still have like a 92% chance of winning or making the playoffs. Probably, again, if you lose another game, you're not winning the South, but you'll make a wild card spot. But let's say we lose to the Bengals and still win out either way. That changes our percentages from, that makes it from like all the other teams. If we were to win out and just lose one game against any other team, it would be a 90% chance. Losing to the Bengals takes it down to 15% chance, meaning we need heavy help from other teams. It still technically wouldn't be impossible. Week 11, most important game, probably we need the Falcons to beat the Broncos, right? That would be really important. A few other games on the stretch, you'll see it on screen. Those would be the very most important victories we need otherwise, right? And still, I have the most likely ones, the ones that actually I didn't have originally selected as a winner. It's because it's kind of really undecided, could go either way, so I didn't have. But if we lose to the Bengals, we'd really need next week for the Falcons to beat the Broncos. But otherwise, that happens, we still have we have a 90% chance, making the playoffs. Let's say everything else goes right, we still lose to the Bengals, we win out either way, have a 100% chance, you still make the playoffs as a wild card. And it's not over. But, overall, in conclusion, is it still a possibility? Yes, you win out, even if you were to lose two games. Let's say you lose both two games against the Vikings and Commanders, the two NFC teams. 8-9, you have a few things go your way, you could still make the playoffs. As of right now, though, the best chances is you have the one game leeway, and then, winning out is obviously the number one most easiest way. But in conclusion, it's still a possibility even after losing this week. You could say, oh, well, it's not really likely. Oh, well, can the Titans even win that many games? And that's really questionable after just losing this game kind of pretty badly against the Chargers. But am I going to say they're not? Hell no. Am I delusional? Maybe, but does it really matter? Probably not. Tighten up, baby.